Chris,
whoa!
Intro all day long.
I'm horned up.
You are horned up today. I like that. Welcome back to another episode of Fourth and Wrong. We are back. It is game week.
You seeing this? You see this muscle coming back? Kind of? No.
We're so back. As Mitch Aldridge says in the chat, look at the chat filling up here. Let's go. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We are previewing the mighty SEC this week because you know what, Chris? The week starts this Saturday. This Saturday marks the last day. I mean, really, I haven't really been into the whole preseason NFL deal, but
yeah,
this Saturday marks the last day that we're not going to have college football or football in general till like, I don't know, February.
No, that was last Saturday. We have football on this Saturday, you idiot.
Yeah, sorry. This Saturday is the first Saturday of the week. That's basically what I was trying to say.
You know, let's start the show over. You already fucked it up.
All right.
No, I'm kidding. Do not do that. No. First of all, how have you guys bring Booza in here? How have you guys been?
See if we can bring him in on that cool little
bring him on that little clip thing. Yeah, I love that. That is good. Clip cam.
It's not ready for prime time.
Okay, all right. Good. He's not ready. He's not ready.
Look at his shirt.
Yeah, it's one of our buddies actually created that shirt.
Bring him back in. I want to see it again.
Oh, where'd he go? Oh, yeah.
Cam, you better put yourself on there. What is it? Zoom in. Make him bigger. I can't.
Oh, man. We're working through the details.
Yeah, I love it.
We'll get
it. This is done. We got a lot to go through. Chris, use my referral codes for the books is what Evan Grimes says.
I will not be doing that, Evan. I actually probably will.
Chris is an engaged man. He doesn't partake in gambling anymore. It's beneath him.
It's not true at all. I'm so so let me just give you guys a little like peel behind the onion here. Allie comes up to me. She's like very, very much opposed to me going to Vegas for my bachelor party. I think anyone here that knows me understands why. And it's not a bad take by her. I get it. Totally get it.
That being said,
I do love me some One Tree Hill. But also she was like, you can't go to Vegas. And I was like, okay, I want to go to, we don't have to go to Vegas. And then like, she's like, you don't need to be going to gamble away any money at LeBear's, which is like the casino in town. And I'm like, okay. And then today she comes up, she goes, hey, it'll be fun. Our friend we met last week, Kelly, she wants to know if we want to take part in a little like pick'em thing, like a little pick'em league. And I was like, oh, like where we pick games? Okay. And she's like, and you gamble on it. You like wager some money. It'd be a fun way to win some money. And I was like, so you want to gamble on college football games? Okay. Like that's kind of what you seem most upset with me not doing or doing, but I'm very excited.
She's already laying the ground rules. I mean, this is what you have to look forward to in marriage.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, it's gonna be great. So any ideas on what you might do for the bachelor party?
Oh yeah. Only one of you can go. I'm gonna break a stick off like that part of the movie Dark Knight. And you two are gonna have to fight for it to be a part of it.
Okay.
Booza. And then it's a good reference, Booza. Make a smile. Just do something. Smile more. What are you doing back there? Anyway, so no, I think we might do New Orleans. I don't know. It sounds kind of lame because it's like close, but having a second bachelor party is also probably lame. So it's like, what are you doing? But it's not gonna be Vegas. I'm excited though. We'll figure it out. How are you doing? How's the new are we allowed to talk about it?
Oh, we can talk about it.
Your new girlfriend.
New girlfriend's good. She's actually out in the family room waiting on me to end this so we
bring
can
her in.
Make out. No.
What's her name?
We're not gonna divulge the details.
Did you have a similar situation to me? Is it same
Oh, no. Not same name, thankfully. Yeah.
What a legendary podcast we would be if that happened, though, huh?
Yeah. That's just our thing.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking SEC tonight. Previews, predictions, win totals. Maybe we got a Heisman guess out of this conference. I don't know. Do you?
DJ Ulungale. No, I'm going to make the same mistake I made last year. I'm going with Carson Beck.
Okay. Not even
This is the worst pick.
A lot of win totals out there. Obviously, they range from 9.5 all the way down to, I think, 3.5 might be the lowest for Mississippi State.
Oh, yeah.
You want to start on the high end or the low end? I'll let you pick. It's your conference.
Why don't we just go with our favorites? Because we can breeze through the bottom ones, right? I tell you what. How about we start here? Am I yelling?
No, you're great.
Okay. I think it's just these headphones that Eddie made me wear like an idiot. So, Allie's here. Shit. Play cool. What?
How's it going, fellas?
Did you hear Allie?
Allie, why can't he go to Vegas?
Why can't he go to Vegas, he says.
Who's on?
Who is it? Tyler.
That's Tyler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rocked up. Let's go to Vegas.
Anyway. All right. Get out.
I'll give her her picks for the pick 'em.
Yeah, we've already started.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Pepper's in here too. We're just killing it on all platforms. Shut up, Eddie. I made a thing for the bottom, by the way. Put it on there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Producer Booza, please put the I don't even know what we're looking for.
For Boozer. No, that sounds bad.
Boozer?
I sent it to you in the group chat. All right, so how do we do this? Let's start with this. The teams that you're highest on or lowest on, but how has that changed over the year? I'll start so you can think about it since I just threw this on you. Okay, so here's what I mean by that. I was very high on Tennessee. I just redid my SEC rankings over at LouisianaSports.net. Shameless plug. We might be moving this pod on over there sometime soon. Could be pretty cool. Okay. But I was doing this the other day, and I was like, okay, when I came out of before media days in June, I had Georgia, Texas, Bama, LSU, South. God damn it, Booza. He put it in the top right. Get the StreamYard duck off here. If you guys have not joined us before, you're in for a treat. This is what we do all day long, baby. So I had those four. I think those are the consistent top four that everybody has. And then I think it kind of gets to a second tier where it's like, all right, what do you have? I had South Carolina at 5. I'm going to stand by that because I am high on South Carolina, and I think they deserve to have more respect. Love it. Then the other thing I had was, after them, I had Tennessee. Then I had A&M, Ole Miss, Mizzou, Auburn, and then I had Florida, Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Vandy?
Who am I missing? I think I had Vandy, and then Mississippi State and Kentucky. I think Kentucky's the worst team in the SEC. I'm very low on them. I love Mark Stoops. Great dude, good interview, a lot of fun. Do not love the fact that what his record has been, how consistently bad he's been. I don't think Zach Calzada is going to change that. I don't love the fact that, his right-hand man leaves to go to Louisville in the offseason, becomes the highest paid assistant coach in the country, whatever. I'm not big on any of that. Vince Morrow. I start with Georgia, and I don't want to get into these yet, but I'll tell you the teams that have changed for me going into the year. I'm not as high on Ole Miss, even though the schedule's very easy. They lost so much fucking talent. Not even just starters, but talent on defense. And I tell you the biggest concern for me for Ole Miss is you look at LSU and what they did in the portal. LSU goes out, they sign 18 players, 11 of them are 4 stars. No one else in the SEC had more than 5 4 stars in the portal. You had some really good portal classes. Auburn did a great job. Missouri did a great job. There's several others, but I think those are the ones that stand out the most. You had other teams that went out and signed a shit ton of players. Arkansas, Mississippi State, Ole Miss is another one. And a lot of that's because you also lost a shit ton of players. But I look at that and I'm like, I'm just not super high on Ole Miss as much because of what they lost on defense. They're starting a first-year quarterback who I think will be fine. He'll put up numbers, especially against an easy schedule. But I don't love them getting South Carolina. I don't love them getting LSU. I don't love them getting Florida even though all those games are at home. I don't think it's a great schedule for them. They do avoid Texas, A&M, and Bama, right? So those, I think that's good. The other team is Tennessee, man, and I was very high on Tennessee because they also have a pretty easy schedule. for the most part. They do have Syracuse, which I think is a very underrated game in week 1, but it's a schedule that is like very manageable. You saw it last year. They got a road game at Bama. They got an early game against Georgia. And I don't think that Nico is like this end-all be-all amazing quarterback, especially in that system. He was pretty bad statistically. He was the worst quarterback of the Heupel era, like since he's been an OC at Missouri on through his head coaching. He's been the worst first-year quarterback in that system in the last 8 years. I don't know about Joey Aguilar. I do know that 49% of that roster are freshmen or redshirt freshmen, and that is a scary amount of youth to have on a team. So that's where I'm at with those are my 2 teams. I feel like it dropped a little bit for me. I'm higher on Missouri, and I'm higher on A&M, and I fucking hate myself for it. I do not want to be in that boat, Tyler, and I am. I'm in the boat.
So A&M was actually going to be one that I was going to say that I like.
We have so much in common, dude. It's crazy that your new fiance's name is.
Oh, I don't have a fiance, but yes, it's and she doesn't have the same name as my ex.
Unlike we got it. All right, I was just making jokes. We're just making jokes.
So we'll go with A&M. So their win total is 7.5. Juices to the over -176, unders plus 142. What's that? What was
trying
that?
to repost our video?
I see. So let's start with A&M here, just to do a little bit more of a deep dive. Offense last year kind of struggled to find an identity, but they found their quarterback of the future, Marcel Reed, obviously much better at using his legs effectively. But the wide receiver room was kind of lackluster,
Yeah, I agree with that.
And
they lost some key guys there too.
Yeah, Noah Thomas, the main one there, but top 10 portal class, top 10 recruiting class. They have a top 10 roster in terms of returning production off of a team that had 8 wins last year, which is over the win total.
71. Isn't it like it's not just top 10? It's like one of the highest in the country. It's like 71%.
Yeah, very good, very good. Portal class they brought in focused on kind of making that basically the playmakers on offense, right? So they returned Le'Veon Moss and Amari Daniels at running back. They also have former 5-star Ruben Owens, who I would expect to take a leap in year 2.
He was injured last year.
Exactly. Casey Concepcion, they picked up from NC State. That dude's awesome. Like,
dude, all the preseason shit has been like he is everything we want him to be.
Yeah. So I think that's a big pickup for them. You got Mario Craver in from Mississippi State. Terry Bussey's in year 2. He's a former 5-star receiver.
Have you seen him, by the way?
I have not.
There's like a video of him, and he looks significantly bigger. He's like me.
That's what, in a good way or a bad way?
In a me way, so not a good way, Tyler.
Well, then maybe we don't count on Terry Bussey this year.
Yeah.
They bring in Amari Niblack, your favorite, who
he's got to be due.
Yeah, I mean, he was good his freshman year. Then Bama couldn't get anything out of him. Texas couldn't get anything out of him. We'll see what happens here. 4 of 5 stars return on the O-line. You got a really good left tackle.
I thought he played right.
Does he play right?
It would make no sense for him to play right. So I would have probably agree with you. But he is like I compare him to that guy from Missouri last year. That's like kind of flew under the radar because we hear all the time about the kid from Bama, Caden Proctor, and whoever else. Like, but that guy might be like a top 10 pick.
Yeah, he's very good. You also return Reed Adams and Crownover, who all come back as grad students, and I think all of them were expected to go to the NFL last year. You also brought in Lamont Rogers, who's a 5-star true freshman, so maybe he gets some playing time. Mike Elko, I trust him. He's a good coach. He takes over play calling for Jay Bateman, who was the DC, who's still the DC, but he called plays last year. Now Elko takes over that duty. TJ Searcy, who is a good player for Florida. He transfers over Deion Hayes, who was at Colorado last year, but transferred in from Pitt the year before. Dude, the transfer portal is just insane. Like, you start to look at some of these rosters, and you got guys that have transferred 3-4 times. I mean, it's just crazy. But
the stat that came out the other day was like, there's like 134 players that were G5 all-conference players from last year are now on Power 4 rosters.
Yeah, it's
like maybe that's what it's for, but it's also like, dude, like I loved what the Northern Illinois coach said, which was like,
yeah,
Tell me how much are you going to play? Like you would have played here. We beat Notre Dame last year. Like how much were you going to play?
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the sad reality is you get a lot of guys that transfer because they get offered money in the portal and then they transfer in. And there was a reason you didn't play at your last school. And, to be frank, Florida State found that out the hard way. I mean, you look at guys like Malik Benson, like take the guys that we got from Bama. It was I can't even remember because all of them have already transferred out. But
Sean
Malik Benson, Sean Murphy, there was the O lineman that was supposed to be pretty good. He was a guard. They all transferred out. They all sucked. Like there was a reason. Like Saban has a good eye for talent. And in this case, they were gonna be with the Boar, but they transferred when Saban left. Like they didn't play for a reason. And
Murphy's gonna start at Bama or at South Carolina.
Well, that's bad for them, I think.
Have you seen him physically?
Yeah, like he's a beast. He was a high level recruit.
Yeah, he's a top 100 recruit. I think he's top 60, but he's not. I don't think he's like anything crazy. Like he's he's a power 4 linebacker. He's not like a holy shit, look at this guy's biceps. Like he's not like me. You know what I mean? Like people look at me.
Obviously.
But everyone in South Carolina is like blown away.
Okay. Well, we'll see when the games start. Because I think that was the word out of him in camp for Florida State. So they Texas A&M, they get Tyreek Chappell back from injury. Julian Humphrey comes in from Georgia. Mm-hmm. I like Will Lee as a good cover corner. Des Ricks, former 5-star, he up and down last year, but he was a true freshman. They have Notre Dame on schedule this year, this time on the road, so that's going to be tough. They go on the road to Arkansas. I think that's manageable. Mm-hmm. LSU, a little tougher.
No. That should be neutral site in Dallas, right?
Oh, you're right. But yeah, okay, so not home, but neutral site.
Right.
Either way, I think, it's manageable for them.
Agreed.
Then you've got LSU, Missouri, and Texas on the road. Can you win one of those?
Right.
Because to me, I think they got to make a statement in that Notre Dame game. Notre Dame's replacing a lot. They had a good year last year, especially at quarterback. They just named a quarterback today. I think it was the transfer from. I mean, dude, it's just impossible to keep up with this. I thought it was going to be CJ Carr, but I think they went with the other guy. They have a bye after the Notre Dame game, which is weird because I think that's week 1.
It's later. It's like week 2, I think, or week 3. Yeah.
But then they have a stretch of winnable games all at home against Auburn, Mississippi State.
Yeah.
And then Florida will be tough, but it is at home, so that's good. And then they go on the road for 3 straight. I'm going to bet on the improvement on Marcel Reed. I think the run game is going to be really good. I love Elko as a coach. He did really well at Duke. So I'm going over 7.5. I think that's one of my favorite bets for the SEC.
I'm with you on that one. Now, you want to hear something pathetic? I hate on Notre Dame all the time. It isn't week 2. It's week 3. And I know that because Notre Dame plays a tough schedule this year. I will give them that. But they start the year on Sunday against Miami. Then they get a week off. You played 1 game, so you definitely need to rest, right? And then they get A&M at home. That is, and I believe, and then they get Arkansas later in the year, which I wish was a night game. But yeah, I'm with you on that. I hate myself for doing it, but I think they go over for A&M. Kind of going through some of the other ones. I'm not as high on Florida just because of the schedule. The closer we get to it, the more I feel like I'm going to be wrong about this because they do have one of the best defensive lines. They have one of the best offensive lines. Like they should be good in the trenches, which is very important if you want to win games in this conference. We also saw, DJ Lagway is as underwhelming as his numbers were.
And you pointed that out on Twitter, and people really reacted well to it.
It was so bad. It was like the worst day. But hey, Jeff Williams. By the way, Jeff Williams' son is now a starting tight end as a junior in high school.
Wow.
Yeah, he was like 4 when we started this podcast.
Is old.
Yeah, well, that's very fair. He's not old. He's not as old as us, I don't think. Anyway, maybe he's older. Actually, never mind.
Yeah.
But so I look at that I think the schedule is just so fucking difficult. It's not the fact they have to go to Miami. That's not like a raucous environment like that. It might be more difficult because I feel like Miami fans will show up for that one. Also, it's fucking insane. You told me about this for years, and I've never really put it together. But Miami fans on Twitter there's so many of them, and they're insane,
and they don't
just
exist in real life.
They just don't show up to games. I don't get it. And if they do, they're dressed like the fucking kids from Ninja or the Three Ninjas movie. They have all these weird masks and shit. Like, what do we do? Like, I don't. Boozy knows what I'm talking about. He's laughing at all my jokes today. He's killing it.
They'll show up to the Florida State game. They'll show up to the Florida game, and then like, well, I actually don't blame them for this, but like Wake Forest will show up to town, and there'll be like 15 people in the crowd.
Yeah.
That's actually the problem with Miami is like, how do you actually get up for a home game against Boston College when there are 40 people in the crowd? And let's not forget that Miami is a private school, so it's not like you got a bunch of like.
It's fucking nowhere close to that campus too. The stadium is nowhere close. It's like I want to say it's like an hour away, especially with traffic in there. Anyway,
but Florida. Let's pick on Florida real quick because I think that everything hinges on DJ Lagway's health. He's got to not only going into the season, but then he's got to stay healthy. And at this point, nice, dude. This pod's about to get lit. But he's not the only one that's having health issues. I mean, Caleb Banks, the transfer from Louisville, who they brought in, who they expect a lot off on the D tackle position, redshirt senior, he's been injured. LJ McCray, former 5-star, he's been injured. Two stud receivers, Eugene Wilson, and then Dallas Wilson, the true freshman, are both battling injuries. Trayon Webb, he's got a serious injury. So
they've had 5 significant players, like role players, miss in preseason camp time, like significant time. Like maybe you show up and you go out and play and you're good. Like it's not football is the most like physically demanding sport there is. It's not like baseball necessarily though, where like I think baseball is harder to like. You don't just show up and start hitting live pitching like that and you're good to go. Like those guys can go out and step on the field and they've all played for a long time. And like I don't think they're going to be missing continuity with Lagway from like the receiver position. But how do you not get concerned about that? And then the schedule is like, it's as bad. It's not as bad, but it's like just a hair not as bad as it was last year, which was the toughest schedule in the country.
You play 4 top 10 teams, essentially. You've got on the road at LSU, at Miami. You play Texas at home, which is good, but they're arguably, I mean, they are the number 1 team as far as the coaches poll is concerned. And then Georgia, obviously, in the cocktail party. So, I mean,
go back.
After that, you go on the road at Mississippi State or at Ole Miss. And then, of course, you got Florida State at home. I mean, how are you going to get through that gauntlet?
I think it'll be better. But hold on, LSU.
I would fucking hope, Chris. I mean, we were doing
Mike Norvell is going to be in so much trouble. LSU, Texas A&M. What was the other one you said besides LSU?
Miami, at Miami.
So, but before
look, that's not a daunting task to go on the road to Miami. But Miami is a talented team.
But like those 4 games that you mentioned, those 3 games that you mentioned, LSU, Miami, Florida. They play those 3 games in a row. They get a week off where they play Texas at home. But that's also not including South Florida the week before, which you can laugh all you want about the South Florida thing. But South Florida has been a pretty good team. They gave Bama fits for 2 years in a row. Then you got to go to A&M, which I don't know why Florida plays at A&M so much.
That's off the Texas game. Like
right.
That's a letdown spot no matter what. You beat Texas, you're on a total high, and then you got to go on the road to College Station, or you lose that game, and now you got to go on the road to College Station. Either way, that's tough.
Yeah, and you get Ole Miss on the road late November, which I like that spot for them because I think Ole Miss is going to be banged up by the time they get there. I think Ole Miss has a very front-loaded, easy part of their schedule, and then towards the end, I think this is when they get South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Like I don't think it's back-to-back, but it's not that far. I'm going to get Tennessee, but again, they've like. If they can just get to there, I don't see anywhere in the world that they are 10-2 and they make a playoff. I just don't. Like, maybe you beat Miami, but I don't think you go on the road to beat LSU.
10-2 with that schedule.
9-3 with that schedule and a win over Texas or Georgia deserves to get in. Like, 1,000%. And I tell you what, another thing that could play in their favor is they could end up beating at least one team that does make a playoff. If A&M beats Notre Dame and gets to 10-2 and they're one of their losses is to them, like then they might be in. And then you look at Florida and you're like, well, listen, we're 9-3, but we beat that team. I don't know. I don't want to get into like the semantics of the 9-3, 10-2 thing. I know Josh Pate had them as like a 9 seed in his like projected playoffs.
Yeah,
but
yeah, he's got Florida in the playoff.
I got no words for that.
Yeah. Anyway,
you know what? You know what we should do is call him out.
Yeah, that goes well. All right, let's. I want to talk about Georgia here because I think this is actually a very interesting team. 9.5 is the win total. Over is juice to the juice is on the over at
minus 180.
Oh, it's up to minus 180. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here's my thing. Like, obviously in college football, I think quarterback kind of rules the day. It's across the sport, but I think especially in college. And I don't really know what to make of Gunnar Stockton. I mean, you come off 3 losses last year. A lot of people are saying losing Carson Beck was actually a good thing for Georgia. So, we'll see there.
Anytime you lose a 2-year starter quarterback, I mean, it's like, yeah, you want that.
I mean, Carson Beck had a lot. His highs were very high, and his lows, obviously, kind of turnover prone, and then obviously the off the field stuff with the Snapchat and all the bullshit, right? Like,
what a fumbled bag there, because those two are just lighting him up. The Cavender twins. One of them's getting fake boobs now. They
both got fake boobs on the same day.
That's terrible.
I mean, they're twins. So,
but here's the thing: kids are expensive, Tyler.
Yeah, like, you're not gonna not. Like, one's not going to get one, and I don't know. Anyway,
it was like a King Solomon situation where he was like, "Listen," like the dad was like, "You each can get one. You can each have one boob," and then just that's how you divvy up the money. I mean, listen, the times are tight. Listen, I think you're wrong about Gunnar Stockton, but keep going.
I do like the way that the schedule sets up for Georgia. They've only got 3 true road games. Mm-hmm. One of them is Mississippi State, so that is a good thing. Last year, the run game struggled. Trevor Etienne came in, battled injuries all year, which in hindsight maybe was a good thing because it paved the way for Nate Frazier to come in. Now, he struggled with fumble issues. Mm-hmm. So we do know that. But they also bring in, he was a true freshman, so maybe you give him a pass on that. They do bring in the transfer from Illinois, Josh McCray. I think that's a great 1-2 punch for them. Yeah. They hit the portal hard at receiver. They really transformed the room, because last year I don't think that you really had like a stud out there. Dominic Lovett was serviceable, I would say. Arian Smith, I think his whole career people were waiting for him to break out. He never really did.
Arian Smith
flashes. What's that?
Say Arian Smith.
Yeah.
Remember like 2019 when I was like, breakout player, dude. Here he comes.
Yeah. Evan Grimes says McCray ain't going to be the number 2.
You can tell Evan's pissed when you just said that too. That's
he was
fire in the voice.
I figure that. I guess who's it going to be? Is it going to be the true freshman, Bo Walker? Is it going to be Roderick Robinson? I don't know. Is it going to be?
Did he tear his leg in half or something?
Who? Oh, Josh
Robinsons. I thought both Robinsons.
Oh, well, the one guy transferred to Georgia State, which is tough for him.
Yeah.
But okay, so Evan Grimes says is Chauncey Bowens, the redshirt freshman. Either way. Okay.
All right. Can I get in?
They transformed the receiver room, right? They brought in Noah Thomas from Texas A&M as well as highly touted Zachariah Branch and his brother from USD. You still have Dylan Bell. You get Colby Young back from an off the field deal. I don't know how Oscar Delp is still there, but he's still there.
He's like a junior, dude.
I feel like we've been talking about Oscar Delp. No, he's a senior, but we've been talking about him for a while.
Really?
The tight end room, I feel like, was a bit of a disappointment last year, although I think it's probably safe to say that's okay when you're coming off Brock Bowers. O-line, I think, was maybe underwhelming as it pertains to Georgia and what they're used to. But, we'll see what they have there. They've got Ernest Green. He switches from left tackle to right tackle. Monroe Freeling.
I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, Ernest Green, the 4th, the 3rd, something like that. You got Monroe Freeling, who's a former 5-star. He comes in. 6'7".
That's the oldest name.
6'7". And then, so I think the offense could take a step forward this year, but I do have concerns about Gunnar Stockton because he did come in the SEC championship and relieve Carson Beck after he got injured, but then they also didn't have a great game against Notre Dame. So that's a small sample set, obviously. Talent-wise on defense, obviously a lot of talent that they brought in from the high school ranks. You do lose a lot of talent though too. You know, in the D line, Ingram Dawkins is gone, Michael Williams is gone, Nazir Stackhouse is gone. The only other guy that led the D line last year was Christian Miller, I think, who's back. So you bring in a couple transfers. You got a few very talented 5-stars: Isaiah Gibson, Elijah Griffin. There's going to be some new names across that D line. I'm interested to see how that plays out. Linebacker, Jalen Walker's gone. Smal Mondon's gone. Chaz Chambliss, White Lightning, off the linebacker core.
Who's that fucking safety that should have been flagged for targeting that wasn't? Dan Jackson.
Dan Jackson's gone. You bring back CJ Allen, who's a stud. But you went in the spring portal. You felt like you had to bring somebody in. You brought in the guy from Army, who I think is talented.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to try to say his name, but he comes in. Raylan Wilson, who was a nice little 4-star recruit from
Sounds like a child star.
Tallahassee, Florida. Glad the Noles could keep him in the city. I think he'll become a household name this year. So questions there, I would say. KJ Bolden, I think he's a stud. Also a former Noles failure to bring him in. But he comes back, but they need guys to step up in the secondary. Dan Jackson's gone. So I'm interested to see. I think there's questions surrounding Georgia that need to be answered. I'm not saying they're going to be answered poorly. I just think I have questions, right?
Fair.
Out of conference, fairly easy. Marshall, Austin Peay, Charlotte, and Georgia Tech, but on a neutral site. You're just typing away over there.
I am.
You got
some stuff.
What I feel like maybe layup wins against Mississippi State and Kentucky, although Kentucky gave Georgia a run last year. Can you find 4 to 5 wins over at Tennessee?
Yep.
Against Bama, at Auburn, I think you can do it. Ole Miss at home, Florida, and Texas at home. Georgia hasn't lost at home in 5 years, I believe. So
they have one loss since 2017, and it was in double overtime to South Carolina, who was 4-8. They have beaten ranked opponents by an average of 20.6 points per game during that stretch. They've been unranked opponents by over 29 points per game. They are 55-1, I think, during that stretch.
So you feel good about the Ole Miss and Texas games, is what you're saying. And
I feel good about all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you like Tennessee. They're at Tennessee, so that could be. So what I'm saying is
Georgia by a mile on that one.
There's a lot of questions to be answered for some replacements at some key positions. I think in this day and age, you see a lot of portal movement. Mm-hmm. Their top 2 receivers are portal guys. Noah Thomas, Zachariah Branch.
Yeah.
Highly touted, talented. It doesn't always work out the way you think with transfers. So let's just see. I do have faith in Kirby. I think. Good. Yeah, obviously. I'm not breaking news.
Thought you could just sprinkle that in there, Tyler.
I'm gonna go against the grain here. I'm gonna say under the 9.5 wins on Georgia.
Tyler, let me tell you something right now. You talk all the shit you want about Georgia, all right? On your little message boards, on your little podcast, or wherever you want. But I tell you what, at 3:30 on Saturday, you got to line up and fucking play Georgia. You got to line up and play fucking Kirby Smart, dude. Here's the thing. I am not good. Like, there is no coach in the country that deserves more benefit of the doubt in all of college football than Kirby Smart. And here's what I know. Not a ton of turnover on the coaching staff. You bring both coordinators back. We can get mad about Bubba all they want. They could not run the football. I think Nate Fraser is one of the best running backs in America. I think he is how do I say this? That sounds like a fucking loon. he has shades of Gurley, and I think he's Todd Gurley is what I think he is. I think he can run through tackles. He has breakaway speed. He is a All-American caliber running back. You have two guys from the portal. You're right. They have two guys from the portal receiver. You know what I bet those two receivers don't do, and the whole receiving core in general? I bet they don't lead the nation in drops, because last year's team led the nation in drops for Carson Beck. And it was an adjusted pass completion percentage of like 9 points or something crazy. I would 9 points. That'd be way too high. But it was like something crazy like that. And you look at what happened last year. You go on the road. They're a freak catch from Ryan Williams. I hate to admit it. A freak catch from Ryan Williams from having the biggest comeback in the history of like maybe the sport. I don't know. And then they're 11-1 with a road win at Texas. The entire country outside of me in Athens, Georgia, has somehow had the Men in Black thing and been like, no, they're not going to be any good. Why would Georgia be good? Have they recruited well? Oh, okay, they have recruited well. Yeah, but like they got a new quarterback, Gunnar Stockton. I wish Gunnar Stockton had less stars. I wish he had worse facial hair. I wish he was balding even more. Because if he was, my confidence in them would go up further. When's the last time they had an unheralded, even though he was a top 50 recruit that people seem to forget, former 4-star, Elite 11 dude, like all-time record holder in the state of Georgia, not Deshaun Watson, not Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence, Gunnar Stockton, of like all these fucking records. And everyone's like, no, but how's he going to beat Carson Beck, man? Carson Beck, 3 interceptions against Bama, 3 interceptions against Florida, 3 interceptions, I think, against Ole Miss. Like 3 against Texas and 2 against Ole Miss. Every time he was on a big stage, he shit his pants. Like every single time. And so I look at this and I'm like, okay, listen, what's the first thing I look at when I go into a schedule for me personally? Home and away. Or on a season, it's the schedule and then home and away. Nobody wanted to talk about this last year with Georgia. They had 6 of their first 13 opponents before they got to the bowl game. They were top 20 opponents. 5 of them were away from home. 5 were away from home. They got 1 at home, and that was Tennessee. And they beat the shit out of them, right? They lost to Bama. They beat Texas twice, including one time with a backup quarterback. And still everyone's like, Texas is the class of the entire country. Like, burnt orange isn't that pretty. It is pretty, but it's not that pretty. And so I just don't get it. Maybe Texas is great. You got to go walk into that fucking stadium where they're like 55 and one loss in 8 years.
They also lost to Georgia twice last year. So
right. But what I'm saying is, like, if you're Texas and you're telling me, yeah, we got Arch, we got this. I know we lost 3 or 4 guys in the offensive line. I know we got gutted at receiver. They might have the best defense in the country. I will give them that. The back 7 is the best back 7 in the country. But who were your losses to last year? Before you got to, besides Ohio State National Championship, you lost to Georgia, and you lost to them twice. Where'd you lose to them to? Oh, a neutral site and at home, and now you got to fucking go on the road. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? And so I just feel like watching this, like, it is weird. I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general, the disrespect and this weird idea of like it. Honestly, Tyler, it reminds me of when everyone was so quick to jump on the Bama thing that was like, Saban's lost it. We heard Dan Wolken, who's not a great example. I wish I didn't bring him up out of the gates. But we heard all these people that were like, Dynasty's dead. It's never going to happen again, blah, blah, blah. And that's not like what everyone's saying about Georgia, but they have taken a firm back seat. Not in their cars like they should, but a firm back seat, okay?
That was a good one.
Booze is laughing. Got him. But they've taken a firm back seat to Texas, and it blows my mind because until you beat them on the field, it's the same shit we did with Bama, man. And I know Georgia fans, maybe now y'all fucking get it. Like, maybe now y'all get it when I would lose my mind about this because it was like, we're the new Bama, we're the new standard, we're doing this, we're going to beat their ass. And then you show up, and it doesn't matter if you're 12-0, it doesn't matter if you've beaten all these teams by a bazillion points. You got your ass handed to you in Atlanta in 2021. You got beat in 2023. You got beat last year. And it's like, I know you won the national title. I'm breaking it down before I build you up. But like all those things that you heard Georgia fans saying the loudest, that's now like that's what everyone's doing in regards to Georgia. No, they're not that good. What, did the recruiting drop off and I didn't see it? Did the best developer of talent to go to the NFL, did he leave? No, Kirby's still there. Like all this dude has done is put first round pick after first round pick after first round pick and then reload the next year. So, yeah, I mean, the tight ends might not be as good with Bowers gone. A lot more hair in that room, not as good. And I will take a gritty-ass, I don't care how this sounds, a gritty-ass country quarterback wearing that stupid fucking jersey any day of the week over Carson Beck and his fucking rocket ship tattoo on his calf and his Lamborghini
sleeve on the arm.
And but all that shit, I will take that any day of the week because we've seen it work over and over again. And I think CJ Allen, he's your next Lombardi winner or not Lombardi. He's your next Butkus winner at Georgia. I think Nate Frazier is going to be the next great running back to come out of there. I think Zachariah Branch is going to be really, really good. I think Noah Thomas and him combined, I don't feel like they have 36 drops. And I just get the feeling that even if all those things were average, you get Bama at home, you get Texas at home, you get Ole Miss at home. All three of those teams are breaking in a new quarterback. And if you we have everyone in the national media is a fucking idiot for doing this entire, the rest of the SEC a disservice by talking shit or not talking highly enough about Georgia all offseason. Ari Wasserman said it the other day. He was like, getting closer to the season, have we not given Georgia enough credit? It's like, no, you fucking moron. No, you haven't. We're 2 weeks in the season. You had all offseason to do all the research, and you were like, all right, so explain this to me again. That team that's won 2 national titles in the last 4 years and beat Michigan, Ohio State, the last 2 national titles, they beat the brakes off them, but not Ohio State. They're this close to not losing to Bama. They beat Texas twice. Should we look into that team? Are they any good? What do the recruiting classes look like? They have been the best at every single level. It's not like the Saban thing where there's some weird shift in the game itself where it's like, well, I don't know, Saban's recruiting all these fat fucking linebackers that can't run after anybody in the hurry up, no huddle. No, the game is the same, and they were great. They were great last year. The fall off was 11-3. I feel like I'm taking fucking crazy pills. It's almost mirrored with how fucking stupid the Big Ten sounds when they're like, oh, the SEC. Yeah, dude, now that the playing field's even, bro, where are you at now? And it's still here, lost in the final 2 minutes of the semifinals of the national playoff to the national champion. What a fucking 11-3 is a fall off. What are we talking about? I'm out of breath.
We're talking about the dogs.
Dogs.
You make some great points there, Chris. Ari Wassman.
Oh my God!
Friend of the pod. He's gonna be a guest. He's gonna. Yeah, I don't know if I love the. You know what? The boys are they're barking. They're not darking, but they're barking. In the chat.
The boys are darking. Can we say that?
Yeah. Let's get to Texas here because
we've gone over 3 teams. It's 42 minutes in. Texas A&M, Georgia, and Florida.
Yeah. Let's talk about Texas real quick. 9.5, Texas, same amount as Georgia. Over juiced even more than Georgia, minus 196, under plus 158. They lost a lot, just like Georgia did. The Arch Manning show begins, Chris. Thankfully, because we've been talking about him for 2 years and he hasn't played a down.
His granddaddy said he's coming back next year.
Yeah, they've already said it. All right, so obviously his supporting cast should be really good. CJ Baxter, people forget, 5-star.
Yeah.
He basically had a knee that ended his season in camp last year, so he'll be back. You get Wisner, who was the back that replaced him, that went over 1,000 yards rushing last year. Also had 44 catches, by the way, which is a lot for a running back.
How do you if you spell his name? I'll buy you tickets to the Bama Florida State game.
Can't do it. Wisner, W-I-S.
No, his first name.
Okay, I can't do it. It starts with a Q, though. I do know that. Ryan Wingo, DeAndre Moore, they return. Emmett Mosley transfers in from Stanford. 48 catches, 525 yards, 6 touchdowns as a freshman last year. Big dog, big receiver. 6'2", 210. They also have 2 stud freshmen coming in, Khalid Lockett, 5-star, and Jamie French from Jacksonville.
Fucking hate that.
Big loss at tight end. Gunnar Helm goes off to the NFL. He was a huge part of the offense, but barely left the field last year. Led the team in receptions. Good pass blocker.
I think he led the entire country in tight end receptions.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. Or is it right up there
that's
with
a
it?
big miss. They did bring in a nice transfer from Cal at the tight end position. 56 catches, 623 yards, couple touchdowns last year. Big question for me for Texas right now is the O-line. Last year, one of the best groups in the country. They dealt with some injuries going in the playoffs and in the playoff run, but they seemed to handle it okay. But they did struggle against teams like Georgia and Ohio State, which is concerning because you're in the SEC. You're going to be facing teams like that all the time. So they lose 4 out of 5 starters on the O-line.
Yeah.
They need to rebuild the line.
Including a top 10 pick.
Yeah. It's nice to have 5 stars waiting in the wings, like Brandon Baker. But depth across the board is young for Texas, so that is a question of mine. Last year on the D-line, they went 9 deep in the rotation. They rotated 9 guys on the D-line, always had fresh guys. Baron Sorrell, 9 sacks on the year. Colin Simmons was one of the top guys last year. He was only a true freshman, so he comes back this year, only a sophomore. You get 5 back from that 9. So they had to hit the portal pretty hard. They bring a guy in from Purdue, Cole Brevard. They bring in a guy from Syracuse, Maryland, Ohio State, Travis Shaw from UNC, who's a former 5-star. They also brought in 5-star Justice Terry, who Georgia fans may remember. So what does the D-line look like? The 2 lines of scrimmage are a question for me. And I also think, look, I get it. Arch with the pedigree. He looked pretty good and mostly mop-up duty last year. But we really, truly don't know what he's going to be this year.
I had to get a mop from watching him play. I'll tell you that. Am I right, Booza?
You get Trey Moore back. He was a transfer from UTSA last year. Obviously, he was very good, 8 sacks. He's back on the edge. You got former 5-star Anthony Hill Jr. back at middle linebacker.
Dude, they're so loaded on the back end.
Back end, you lose Jahdae Barron, Andrew Makuba to the NFL, but you convinced Michael Taffy to come back.
Is he good?
I mean, I think
he's good, but I think also, I don't care how this sounds. I will say this. Don't get mad, people. Sometimes I think that we as a society really love to build up white guys and be like, no, that guy's he's legit. And you're like, is he legit or is he an above average athlete that starts on a really good team?
I think anytime you got a white guy in the back 7, you got to prop him up. I mean,
Bray Hubbard for Bama is like a fan favorite. They keep calling him Honky Badger.
All right, that's I like that. That's a good nickname. San Jose State's a win. UTEP's a win. Sam Houston State is a win. Arkansas is a win. At Kentucky's a win. At Mississippi State's a win. I mean, when you get a schedule where 2 of your road games are Kentucky and Mississippi State,
brother, they got him at home last year.
Yeah,
like, and then Texas fans want to be like, "Oh, the SEC was tough." And it's like, fuck yourself, dude. I'm not going to get into this again because it's only going to make me mad. It was like that in every sport, Tyler. Like, it was like that. I think they got Auburn, Florida, Bama at home in basketball. Like, in baseball, they didn't play a top, like, think about how many ranked teams are in the SEC for baseball. Like, they had LSU at home. They got Georgia at home. They got Auburn at home. Their first big thing was, like, they went to Arkansas and they got fucking swept. It was like, it was like that in every sport. It was like, I'm so tired of being gaslit by people about fucking college athletics and be like, no. Texas played a road gauntlet that was out of control last year. Like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't.
I actually knew that you were going to repeat. No, they didn't. That is your cue. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
No.
So
dude,
I
Big Sports. Dude, you got to follow this dude on Twitter. He's fucking awesome. And now his graphics don't look like shit. No offense, Deeg. They look awesome now. You would love it. He comes up with like all these great stats of like
Deeg Sports
stuff for the pros. But pull up the basketball stats. We don't have to get into it. Are you
done
about Texas?
I don't want to pull up the basketball.
Can I dive in?
No, I don't want to dive in on Texas basketball.
No, I'm talking about football.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I'm looking at the schedule. They're important games. Week 6 at Florida. I like where this is on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
It's off a bye. Now Florida's also off a bye, but I do like where that sits on the schedule. But then you got to go week 7 immediately. Rivalry game, Red River.
I'm not worried about that.
Shootout. Week 12
Red River Columbine
at Georgia, off a bye. Week 14, Texas A&M at home. There's a lot of new going on here. I'm going to trust Sark. I'm going to go over, but if I was to bet this with my own personal account, I wouldn't do it. But for the purposes of the show,
that's hot.
9.5, I will go over, but it's going to be close. Like, I don't think that Texas is going to be vying for a national championship this year.
Every coach that I've heard has been like, Arch is the real deal. So that's obviously good news. I don't think they beat Georgia. I don't think they beat. I'm out. Hallie won't get me anymore. She's not allowed to drink more than once a week.
She won't even let you go to Vegas, and she won't
me handsy or whatever. Hey guys, next time you're with your significant other, we got to start playing this guy's videos at the end. We're gonna have like a roundtable discussion about. We've been watching cringe videos on Instagram. When I say we, I've been sending them to the group, and no one responds because of how uncomfortable they are. But there's this one cowboy who's like the horniest dude on earth, and it's so fucking funny. I'll start saying, guys, let's sign up in the group. If you guys want me to send you cringe videos on Instagram, there's like a newsletter situation, I will. This guy, unreasonably horny. It's unbelievable. Also a big fan of Twilight. And like also he reviews movies. But they're all movies you don't want to see. It's like, you've seen Cowboys and Aliens?
You seen Wild Wild West?
Yes. I've got it in Spanish. It's pretty good. Like, all right.
Arousing, to say the least.
I'd rather talk about that guy than Texas football any fucking day of the week. So
let's go.
Texas is going to be good. I'm interested about the offensive line for a number of reasons, but one is one of my favorite stats, and I know this has been corrected now, but like I think one of the things we don't talk enough about with Steve Sarkisian is when he took that thing over, he had 21 receivers on the roster and 8 offensive linemen. That's how fucking idiotic Texas recruiting was before he got there. They were like, can you do something with this? And he's like, probably going to need more offensive linemen, guys. Probably going to need more names.
Was it
Herman?
Oh. Herman.
Speaking of horny, huh?
Really
both those guys. Anyway, so I think they're going to be good. I think the schedule permits them to doing anything. Like 9 wins is the floor. Like I look at the schedule and I'm like, okay, I think they lose Ohio State, which is going to be bad for the SEC. We got to go rapid fire for this. I think they lose Ohio State. I think they lose to Georgia. And then I look at the only other 2 games that worry me is you got A&M and you got Florida, but both of those at home. My big question for Texas this year is this. Do we see them do what we've seen all SEC teams that are contenders do for years and years and years? Do they lose a game they shouldn't lose? Bama, A&M, 2012. Nobody saw that coming. Bama, Ole Miss, 2014, 2015. Georgia, South Carolina, 2019. Georgia, LSU, 2018. Bama, Texas A&M, 2021. Like, you see this. We got to make those shirts again. You see all these again. We should make the horny for disrespect shirts again because, like, for this time, it's like it's warranted. Like, they should be horny for disrespect for Georgia. Anyway, but that happens all the time for contenders. Like, we didn't see it happen to Georgia necessarily, but we saw Bama 2023 who won the SEC, and they get tripped up by Texas and almost lose to South Florida. Like, this happens all the time to teams, and Texas has been in this league 1 year. So I wonder if they go to Kentucky, Zach Calzada, who's done it before, somehow has a fucking day upon days, and Arch is injured, or Arch is like banged up, or they just turnovers or dumb shit that happens in some games. Like, if that happens, they're not going to the playoff because the schedule is not tough enough. But I think betting the under on it's a better value play. I don't know if it's going to happen. Moving on from them, because there's a lot. I want to talk about LSU. I want to talk about South Carolina. I want to talk about Bama.
Yeah, I want to talk about LSU next.
Okay. We're just going to do a longer show tonight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Suck it, EB. You're not going anywhere, dude.
LSU,
Well, I'm very high on them.
they couldn't run the ball last year, and their defense was terrible. You can't even hear me right now, so you're just adjusting your hair, which I hate. I hate that you're adjusting. Oh, okay. All right. So you couldn't hear me through all that, but
You making fun of my haircut? It looks real bad.
you couldn't LSU. You couldn't run the ball last year. Your defense, not great. Here's what I'll say about LSU. I feel the best about Nussmeier over any other QB in the league.
That's stupid, but okay. But I get it.
Who do you feel better about?
The North Sellers? No, I like Nussmeier's situation better. He's going to be under – where the fuck did Eddie go? So I thought. I feel better. I'm
progressively getting drunker through this pod.
Dude, I need – Allie! Shut up and bring me a beer right now, dude. I swear to God.
Just
I'm calling it off.
Just hit her.
No, what? No.
Okay, sorry.
God. Roll Tide. Anyway, here's the deal. I look at LSU and I think this. It has been. I'm so loud, huh?
Oh my God.
Can you bring me a bottle of wine?
Oh my God.
Or
Hit him. Hit him.
Yeah, please bring me a beer. I don't think she loves me, to be honest. I really don't. She scares me.
Take it back. Take the ring back.
She's been taking my shoes and buying new pairs that are smaller by the day. So she's telling me my feet are getting fatter, which I feel like is not true. I look at it again. I'm not a 9.5, Tyler. I'm an 11.5.
Take it back like they took Reggie Bush's.
Call me the NCAA. Anyway, so here's the deal. Do you think people watch the show? I mean,
like 464 people watching live. So
somebody's just scrolling through Twitter and like, I fucking hate that guy in the yellow hat. What's he talking about? Hitting his fiance? What is going on? No, we're good.
Yeah,
so
we are joking.
I love you so much. Tyler says you should hit me.
Don't forget it's trash day, homeowner. So
she called me a what?
A homeowner.
We're renting, but okay. All right, so here's the deal. I've been able to go to practice every day. It's been really fun. It's been really cool. The players are just like us, man. They love football. Got called the funniest media member like day 2.
By who?
By like one of the coaches and like one of the people on the staff, the GAs. You know what I said that made him laugh so hard? Can I tell you a joke?
Yeah, tell it.
It's not gonna be funny now, but I'll tell it anyway because I think it's hilarious. Okay. So we're talking about Zach. Zach
this better be good because you've played it up now.
It was Zach. Where the fuck are you, Eddie? It's Zach. Zach Herbstreit. Have you seen how he spells his name like a total asshole?
Yeah, we talked about it.
We talked about it on here. So it's Z-A-K. And everyone's talking about like the next day at practice, like, yeah, you see that Zach Herbstreit guy? Is he gonna take your job because he's here doing the whole on-3 thing? And so we're like, he didn't even tweet for 3 years. And I was just like, I'll tell you what you guys really need to be upset about is not the nepotism, it's how he spells his name. And they were like, what? And I was like, Z-A-K? What are you from the fucking future? What's going? And then that just erupted. It was really funny. Anyway,
yeah,
I thought it was funny.
But you're right. It's not as good as after the fact.
Yeah, it's fine. You know what? I got time. Let's just.
Are you hanging yourself? What's going on?
The highest watch pod in the history of Fourth and Wrong. Anyway, so I'm watching them like, and I'm watching like week 1. It's like, man, they got talent everywhere on the field. They brought so much talent in the portal. Obviously, they recruited well in high school as well. I keep saying this, and it goes back to losing Bryce Underwood. Losing Bryce Underwood was one of the best things that could have happened to this year's team because they were able to take all the money they had allocated for him, which is around $7 million, and all that money they were have allocated to him for NIL then got to go to other people. The amount they paid for some of these players, by the way, it's fucking insane. Like Michael Van Buren got like
he's injured.
Yeah, did you see my picture I sent with his finger?
I did not.
Oh, I took a picture of it. I'll show you. Anyway, but like they have talent everywhere. I love Nuss. I worry that there's nothing behind him if he goes down, but I don't think he will. I think he's a really, really good player. The thing about LSU is I don't know if we're going to know how good they are until November. And what I mean by that is this. I don't think they're going to beat Clemson because I think Clemson is the best team in the country going into the season. And that defensive line is the best defensive line in college football, period.
Really?
The one thing that this team at LSU does not have is an offensive line that I'm going into week 1 saying, yeah, I feel good. We can move people around or we can protect Nuss. That has not been the case even in practice. Now, the other side of that is the defense does look good.
Wait. Brian Kelly said this is the best O-line he's been around.
No, he didn't say that. I was there.
He
did not
did.
say
No,
that.
he did. He did. What did he say?
They're like, what do you think about this offensive line? He goes, I think I've coached some pretty good players. It was like very defensive right out of the gates.
Yeah.
He was like,
Which
I
is
put a lot of people in the NFL.
By the
I
way,
think I know what I'm looking at. And you're like,
that's
all
an
right.
immediate tell that you've got concerns.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the stuff they've said, it doesn't seem super honest. But I look at the offensive line, they are an issue. Even today, they put true freshman Carius Kern, 5-star out of Arkansas. He was at right tackle today.
Hate that.
I think,
I hate that they're throwing a true freshman in there.
But at right tackle. So they should be. And the other guy at left tackle is like 6'8", 360. He's massive. Your boy Solomon Thomas, he got hurt early on. So he's been out. Sure. But like the guard position is still up in the air. DJ Chester, I don't think he's going to have a starting role in this. He was the starting center last year. What that means is now you got 5 new starters on the offensive line.
Really? Hold on. I thought DJ Chester was moving to left guard. Not the case?
He did. Are you drunk? Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. You know what? How much is bottle you think I can fit in my mouth, huh?
I don't want to.
Gentlemen, go up to your significant other. Grab a bottle. See how much of it you can fit down your throat.
No, for real. I thought DJ Chester was moving to left guard.
He has, but he's not. I don't think he's not been good.
Okay.
Braylon Moore's been the center.
Okay.
And Brian Kelly said this week 1, he's like, he's the only guy that's going to start for us. He's the only guy that's going to start for us. It'd be cool if we could put Eddie in a circle right in the middle here, or like a little heart shape.
Well, I can if you want.
No, but like not the way you had it earlier, but like right here.
Heart.
Yeah, put him in a heart shape. Anyway,
I don't know.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Like if that moved up, fuck it. Let's just do it this way. All right. Anyway, so no, absolutely fucking not. Okay. So here's the deal. I don't think that they're going to be world beaters, but I think they're going to be one of those teams where it's like they're going to continue to get better as the season goes on. And the way the schedule sets up, like, I think that helps them because I don't think they lose at Ole Miss. They've lost the last 3 games there. I don't think they lose there this year. They lose to Clemson. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think they lose there. And then you got Florida at home, which I don't think they're going to lose. And then you get Ole Miss. And I think it creates this weird, like, oh, man, like, are we going to be good? Like, are we not good? Is the season over because you've lost a 6th straight opener? Like, fine. That's where I'm operating out of. I think that's where they start. Then you get South Carolina at home, which they've struggled with dual threat quarterbacks in the past. But after that, you get A&M at home. You get Oklahoma on the road late in the season. You get Bama on the road, which is probably better because they've done a better job playing there than they have in Death Valley for most of the time. So I think that, like, looking at those games, I just think this is a team that we see that's like, as some teams we've seen in the past, I'm not saying that they are 2019 LSU. There are some people here that feel that they're getting those vibes. I'm not getting those vibes at all. And they're not going to go 15-0 like that team did. They're not going to do that. But I do look at this team and I'm like, oh, man, they do look good. And I think it's one of those teams that gets better as the season goes on. And here's the other thing that no one's giving LSU credit for. And I see what Deke's saying down here, and I got him. But, like, here's the thing that no one's giving them credit for. The over-under is 8.5. I don't see him losing 4 games. But last year, Joe Sloan was in his first year as the OC there. Last year, Blake Baker was in his first year as the DC there. You got both those guys back, both those guys in their second year of implementing their systems. And also for Blake Baker, like who's got a proven track record, like in year 2 especially, he only got better at Missouri in year 2. And most leaps that you make as in a system, whether it be a head coach or coordinator, happen from year 2 or year 1 to year 2, as opposed into your first year. So I don't think we're talking enough about that for them and what's going to go well. The receivers, I say this over and over again, draw 3 names out of a hat, dude. Like, you can put any 3 on the field at any time. They're going to go out there and torch secondaries. They're that good. I think. All right, so you got
let me run through it. Aaron Anderson.
Yep.
Barry Brown from Kentucky.
He's not even a starter.
He's not a starter?
It's Anderson, Xavier Thomas. Chris Hilton is the name you need to know, dude. Chris Hilton is going to be one of the best receivers in the country.
He was a high-level recruit, wasn't he? I mean, 4-star.
Yeah, he was. Dude, he was higher than Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah. Okay, so my questions are on the offensive line because you replace everybody but DJ Chester. You're telling me DJ Chester not a starter.
He's not going to be a starter. I don't think.
So
If he does, it's like, okay.
do we believe that Brian Kelly comes out and says this is one of the better O-lines? Maybe I misconstrued what he said, right? One of the better O-lines he's coached.
He thinks they're good, yeah.
Okay. Do we think he's like trying to instill confidence, or is that for real?
No, I think it's him trying to instill confidence for one. And I also think LSU, not UGA. LSU has the best receiving core in the country. Hands down. Auburn's close. I don't know if I'd have Georgia.
So you wouldn't have Barry and Brown in the mix? I mean, you've seen practice, so
I'm watching it. He's
Yeah.
not. He's
so
like, but here's
Aaron
the thing.
Anderson, Chris Hilton, Xavier Thomas.
And then they've been this kid Kyle Parker, number 12. He's gotten a lot of run with the ones. But here's the thing, dude. They will throw out all these different combinations, and it's like I watched them do a play today. They're working on screen passes, right? So you got three receivers lined to your left. You got Bauer Sharp. Bauer Sharp, by the way, the tight end from Oklahoma. He has been awesome. Trey'Dez Green is the guy that everyone's excited about because he's a former 5-star. He's 6'7", 245.
Donovan Green transfers in from Texas A&M.
Yeah, he's been pretty good too. He's gonna be your third string guy. But Trey'Dez Green is just such a mismatch. Saw him get 2 touchdowns in the bowl game last year. And then you look at that Bauer Sharp. Bauer Sharp has come in. He's been one of the most consistent players of the entire team all fall camp. I think he's got 1 drop, maybe. Or maybe probably more than that. But he's been really, really good. The offensive line's a concern. I don't think you're wrong there. They even in scrimmages, like in the first couple weeks, pre-snap penalties and trying to get like that kind of continuity. But the thing I keep going back to, man, is I just think that it's going to be one of those teams that you watch and it's like they got better as the year went on over and over and over again, right? Like from week to week, they just kept improving. And that's the energy I get from that team this year. The defense is going to be much better than people think, man. Like the defense there's some depth there. Like the secondary is completely rebuilt. And I think it's PJ Woodland is getting a lot of the reps in the second corner position. Monzer Delane from Virginia Tech is going to be a standout kid at the corner. You got 2 transfers at safety.
You got Halsey and Cooley.
They're going to start at safety.
Yeah.
Your boy Peyton's not going to start.
No.
The
if
edge
he
rusher.
gets the shit, he'll be worth the shit. But
yeah,
it takes giving a shit, which was a problem.
Right. But back to the receivers, like Barry and Brown's going to be in the mix. He's just not going to, like on the first, like unless they're running like a go route to him, which they also, it's not like he's the only fast one, man. Like they've got about 5 dudes that run sub 4.4 on this receiving group.
I'm sure.
And like the one that doesn't is Nick Anderson. Nick Anderson's like 6'4", 225. He is every bit of that. But I was watching today and they were running screenplays. So it was like they're running Bauer Sharp in motion and then bringing Hilton or Anderson or Xavier Thomas like on a screenplay. The other 2 blocking for him, Bauer Sharp coming down and getting the lead block. Then I watched him do another play with Barry and Brown where he's out to the left, 3 receivers to the left. He comes in out of the backfield like orbit motion. They're dumping the ball off to him. Like they're going to be creative with it, and they're going to have a lot of really good combinations of talent on that field. But I don't think they win week 1. The interesting part is going to be how loud is the outside noise, because the outside noise is crazy loud going into this season where it's like, oh no, like how do you figure out a way if they lose that first game? People around here are going to be fucking pissed. It's their 6th straight opening loss. Yeah. But I firmly believe this is a team that's going to make the playoff, and they're going to be really good. Who's next?
Well, one more thing about the D-line. So you lose a lot. You get Jack Pyburn in from Florida.
Yeah.
The kid from UCF who came in the spring portal.
Well, he's been great. Bernard Gooden.
Yeah.
He was like unblockable the first 2 weeks.
Dominic McKinley's former 5-star. So
huge.
If you can get production out of that crew, then you would hope the DBs could be a little bit better. Yeah. And you also bring in talent in the portal on the DBs. Let's do one more team. And then if we need to do maybe a second pod during this week before the season starts, we will.
Yeah.
Bama.
Eddie seems like he's pretty fired
because
up.
Because it's you. And it's Bama. Let's talk about it a little bit.
Should we save Bama for the next one, though?
Do you want to? What do you want to end with?
Because we already got the top 3. We did Texas. I mean, so how about this? I will tell you this. Let's close with – let's get ignorant. Let's get ignorant and talk about Oklahoma.
Ooh, well, that is
Yeah.
okay. Let's do it.
Let's give him some bulletin board material. I don't fucking think anything of Oklahoma. Okay, like
Ooh.
here's what I don't get. Here's what I don't get, and I keep comparing it like specifically to South Carolina, which is the wrong way to go about it. Oh shit! Hold on, I'm getting text from work.
Texas. The over, by the way, while you look at that, 7.5. The over is actually plus money at 110. So the public actually expects 7 wins or less at 130 minus 134. So go ahead, Oklahoma. Obviously, the big news here: Mateer, Arbuckle. Go ahead.
Arbuckle's a stupid fucking name.
He's also like 27, 28.
I hate that, dude. Joe Sloan's like our age.
That's crazy.
You know what sucks about going to
getting
LSU
old
practice?
now. I mean, I'm turning 40 next year, so
Same.
yeah.
You know what sucks about
being almost 40.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes with that. Dude, I'm like old man noises in the morning now. I'm just like waking up like like really bad. It's not. I don't think it's a weight thing.
Stop talking about it. Let's go, Oklahoma.
Shut the fuck up, Tyler. I'll talk about whatever I want to. Eddie, intervene here. He's being mean again. He's just mean drunk. He's not hitting people earlier.
Eddie, let me hit him in there. Okay.
You know what we should do for one episode is just only call him Dan, just to fuck with him. Be like, "What's up, Dan? Good to have you in here again, brother." Dan Matthews, our producer. Okay. Anyway, good joke.
We had a comment that we were hitting on Dan Jackson, which, by the way, I don't think we ever did.
I did.
Go ahead. Okay.
I did. Yeah, he should have been called for that penalty.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking with Oklahoma. John Mateer may very well be great. I've seen him in person. He gives off the
Moneyline Mateer.
Dude, just so blatantly obvious he was gambling on that game. No,
who cares? But also, who gives a shit? Like, seriously.
I don't care at all. But I will also tell you that I keep going back to that John Mulaney sketch where he's like, "Hey guys, Venmo's for drug addicts and drug dealers. Like, stop fucking getting on Venmo. Like, it's very obvious.
You can't be making it public."
No, and then of course everyone starts searching it. I've done that shit too, where it's like anal sex, and you're like, "What? No, don't put that as
when you joke around.
$7 for anal. You can't put that."
Yeah. That's at least worth 15.
Gentlemen, when you're with your significant other tonight, I love that no one else gets this joke besides us. Hop up in the cab of your Chevy Silverado. Grab her by the inside of her thighs. Anyway, so here's the deal. Eddie, do me a favor and put a link to that in the comments so people can at least fucking see it. So I'm not like a loon. Yeah. Anyway, Mateer could be very good.
Like that Booza even knows what you're talking about.
He does. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Mateer could be really good. Booza, fucking do it. What are we waiting on over here? We need to get Dan back in here? God.
Dan Jackson?
What is that in the back of his? Is that a scale that you would get at a Planet Fitness?
He threw an Instagram reel in there. Come on.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so listen.
I always have the back of producer Booza, if you will.
Yes, I love that. That is really good. So here's the deal. I look at Mateer and I'm like, he could be really good. Maybe he is like a complete game changer. He looks really good in some of the practices. I know. Pate was like, "Oh yeah, like I got him as a Heisman winner," and there's like a lot of like positive things about them out of camp. Here's what I keep going back to. I know they were injured last year, receiver. But you lost Anderson. You lost a couple other guys. You like they were decimated receiver. That position will absolutely get better. The offensive line, I could only assume they would get better because they were the worst in the fucking country. They gave up 50 sacks. I will say this stat again to put that in perspective, right? They'd only given up 32. That's the most they've given up in the last 9 years when they were in the Big 12. First year in the SEC, 50. Maybe it was injuries. I don't know. But a team that loses 37 total players in the portal and only brings in 21, I don't care how good Mateer is against one Power 4 team last year, right? I don't care how good he is. Maybe they are unbelievable. Last time I checked, man, so is the Michael Jackson kid. That's probably not his name. The fucking Michael Hawkins. So is Jackson Arnold. Jackson Arnold was a like a former top 10 consensus national player, and you couldn't do shit with him. So like maybe the team that was so bad at like ranked 120th or worse in every major offensive category through the halfway point of the season. That's a real stat. Maybe that team, after losing 37 players in the portal and signing let me check here on my notes, the 17th best recruiting class, maybe all of a sudden they're going to be a top 10 fucking team with Bama, LSU, Texas. Who else is on that fucking schedule? Auburn, South Carolina. Like, what are we talking about? You got to go to Bama. You got to go to South Carolina. Tennessee, on the road to Tennessee. And like, it's this idea that's like, oh yeah, they're going to be so much better because maybe Mateer is the fucking second coming of Jesus Christ. But I just have a hard time believing that in this league against that schedule, all of a sudden they are going to be night and day better. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm a total fucking loon for the third time, Evans. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, I just have a hard time. I look at it the same way I look at Lagway, and that's this. I think Lagway can be really good. Mateer has like an aura about him that you're like, that guy, he seems to fucking get it. Like he's like, there's a magnetic part of him, like a personality. I saw it at media days. Same with Lagway. I'll pull for both of them. But I look at Lagway the same way I look at Mateer, and that is Lagway could be the best fucking player in America. And I still look at the ceiling for that team as 9 or 10 wins tops. Like, because of what else is around him and what else is like going on, like on the schedule. Like, they're not playing Texas' schedule. They're not playing Tennessee or Ole Miss's schedule. Like, by the way, Ole Miss is another team on that schedule they got to play. So and they got to play Michigan week 2.
They do.
And so I'm looking at this and I'm like, maybe they're really good, but yeah, I'm hammering that under, man. I'm hammering the under. I don't see. I want Oklahoma to be relevant, and I hate that we've had this drop off because they are a blue blood in this like in this sport, and they've been good. They're not Nebraska, where it's like, oh yeah, they were really good in the 70s and 90s, and then they fucking disappeared. Oklahoma's been a consistently relevant and present program in college football. I want them to be a part of like shit moving forward. But yeah, man, you got to miss me with like all of a sudden they get a kid from Washington State and his OC and the 5-star that walked out the door. Because I've heard it before, Tyler. You know when I heard it? Last year when Dylan Gabriel fucking left. And they're like, oh, we got Jackson Arnold. You're like, cool. I'm going to go now watch Dylan Gabriel lead the number 1 team in the country, which I don't think Arnold's going to do this year. But like, it's weird to me that we're making so many laissez-faire and lax. Oh yeah, of course that's going to happen. I don't see that.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're gonna get Michigan, you'd love to get them at the first part of the year because I think their upside resides in Bryce Underwood, who will only get better towards the end of the year. Going to Temple, Auburn, Kent State.
What are we doing?
I mean, there's a decent chance you go 5-0 to start the year, but then Texas at the Cotton Bowl, South Carolina on the road, Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Bama, Missouri, LSU. That's a tough schedule, man.
Yeah.
And like I know you got
think about the back half of that schedule that you just read.
That's about as tough as it gets.
And I keep looking at this and the comparison I keep making to South Carolina, and everyone's like, no, South Carolina's have a major fall off. They were so bad coming back when they lost. And you're like, look at Oklahoma and tell me what they have all of a sudden that's like so much better. They finished 17th in recruiting. South Carolina finished 18th. They lost 31 players in the portal. Both of them have really good quarterbacks, apparently. Like, they should be better off on the offensive line. But I look at this and I'm like, what are we talking about? That like they are so much better. I don't get it.
I agree with you. I think the over-under is what, 7.5?
I'm hammering the under.
I think I like that too. All right. Why don't we do this? We have week 0 this year, or this week. So we still have time to do a little SEC preview.
Yeah.
Maybe we hit the rest of the teams this week.
And then next week we do our full previews.
We finally made it.
Everyone go watch that Instagram reel that Eddie sent. Watch it with your significant others with the sound on.
We appreciate it. This has been good, man. This has been good. This has been cathartic for me. Getting back to what really matters. Not conference realignment. Not preview like who's going to be on the fucking Heisman ballot. Let's actually talk real games. This has been good. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. We will be back next week. Chris is making faces like he knows I'm drunk, which I
You're
am.
so drunk. I love it.
No. All right. So we will see you guys next week.
I'm going to
you
get drunk
so
for
much
our Thursday
tuning in.
show.
584 of you tuned in right now. We really appreciate it. Let's go.
Tyler, that's
Season's
about
ready.
515 too many, huh? Eddie's a 69 joke, dumb idiot.
Bye, everyone.